Today is July 14, 1789, and we have a very important interview with my co-host Mia. She's currently at the storming of the Bastille, and now I'm going to pass it along to her.
Hi everyone, today we're at the storming of the Bastille, where a state prison on the east side of Paris was just recently attacked by an angry and aggressive mob. When the prison governor refused to comply, the mob charged and after a violent battle eventually took hold of the building. Here we have one of the witnesses on scene. And here we have
Lucas II.
What can you tell us about your experience this afternoon?
Well, everything's been super hectic, and the guards are overwhelmed, running around everywhere. People are screaming and scattered. It's truly been a crazy experience, and I hope something like this won't ever happen again.
Wow, thank you for sharing your experience with us now. Back to Isabella.
Thanks, Mia. What a truly crazy experience. Now for your enjoyment, we have received an editorial about the royal marriage, Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI.
Thank you, Isabella. My name is Victoria, and I'm here outside of the Palace of Versailles, just a few miles outside of the capital of Paris. Despite being in front of the royal residence of King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette, I'm here to talk about the backlash they've been getting and their outrageous and scandalous behavior. Specifically, Marie Antoinette, a former Austrian princess, the youngest of 15 children, who through an arranged marriage with the Queen of Austria and the King of France, became queen to Louis XVI. This behavior from her has been seen as outrageous for both countries and reflecting badly on the royal throne. Marie has been known for her lavish spending on things like jewelry, outfits, and her extravagant hair. She's also been seen sneaking out of parties with men who are not her husband. And I only have one thing to say about this. If she can't be loyal to her king and her husband, how is she supposed to be loyal to the French people in a time of need, such as now, when so many people are going through famine and lack of food and jobs? Thank you, and now back to you.
We have another interview with our host Mia. She will now go live and tell us about the Reign of Terror that is occurring on July 28, 1794. And shortly following her summary, we'll have an interview with Maximilien Robespierre.
Thanks, Isabella. To start off, Robespierre governed France virtually as a dictator, and the period of his war became known as the Reign of Terror. The Committee of Public Safety's chief was to protect the revolution from its enemies. During the last 132 days of the Reign of Terror, more than 2,100 people were executed. Now, here's Robespierre to tell you more about the situation. Here we have Robespierre, and he's going to be telling us a little bit about what he's done.
Hello. Under my leadership committee, I often had these enemies. But from my point of view, all I did was enable French citizens to remain true to the ideals of the revolution. The reasons for all this is because I see a connection between virtue and terror. Although many people may disagree, I have reasons for everything I was doing.
Wow, what a time we live in, but now it's time for a short break. We'll be back soon with more news for you.
The guillotine, what a crazy piece of machinery, you might think. So harsh just to execute a poor person's life. But no, you're wrong. The guillotine was proposed by Dr. Joseph Ignace Guillotin. He said that this machinery satisfied many needs. It was efficient, humane, and democratic. A physician and member of the National Assembly even claimed that you wouldn't even feel the slightest pain using the machine. But prior to the guillotine's introduction in 1792, many French criminals suffered from horrible punishments in public places. Public punishments attracted a large crowd, especially with this new machine. But not everyone was pleased. Some people felt that the guillotine occurred way too quickly and could not be enjoyed by the audience. Many people have crazy assumptions about the machine, like if it's truly painless or ethical.
Welcome back to the French Dispatch. After that interesting and crazy commercial break, we're back to our daily news. And this evening, we'll be ending with the American Revolution.
That's right, the American Revolution. It all started in April 1775. British soldiers called lobster box because of their red coats, and Minutemen exchanged gunfire at Lexington and Concord, Massachusetts.
They described it as a shot heard around the world. It signaled the start of the American Revolution and led to a new creation of a nation. The war was fought between 1775 and 1783, through which 13 of Great Britain's North American colonies. Our British war was to establish a sovereign United States of America, founded with the Declaration of Independence in 1776.
You're probably wondering how all of this craziness ended. Well, the Treaty of Paris was signed 2 years later on September 3rd, 1783 by representatives of King George III including Dave Hartley and Richard Oswald. In the United States, including Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and John Jay, ending the conflict.
To finally end off our show, The French Dispatch, we're going to show off a topic a little more lighthearted and interesting.
Now please welcome Samantha to our show.
Our fashion statements truly had nothing to do with how popular you may be, but it was up to how you dressed. For example, Marie Antoinette had been unpopular from the moment she suffered in France. Her behavior only made the situation worse. As a queen, she spent so much money on gowns, jewels, gambling, any gifts that she became known as Madame Dax. She also refused to wear tight-fitting clothing styles of the day and introduced a loose cotton dress for women. The elderly who viewed the dress as an undergarment thought that her clothing was scandalous. The French industry was just as angry. Another fun fact about our clothing was that it expresses our political views. Men and women would dress differently according to their views on politics, and dressing became alternatively a way to support or condemn revolutionary change.
Thank you guys for watching our show, The French Dispatch.
We hope to see you tune in next time.
I'm Isabella.
And I'm Mia.
And this is The French Dispatch.